Hey guys, welcome or welcome back to my channel. My name is Caitlin and today I am sharing with you guys the 25 items I am planning to pan in 2025. I did this project last year and did fairly well. I will leave linked my finale for that project just so you can see how the year ended and kind of what my thoughts were going into it if you would like to see that. But yeah, I'm going to share with you the 25 items that I'm going to use this year. For the most part, I am not necessarily planning to pan the way the project says in this, but these are actually all items that I would like to 100% use up, like finish and get out of my collection. So if that sounds good to you, let's go ahead and get started. Before we get too far into the video, if you have not already, I would love it if you would consider subscribing. I upload videos twice a week. It is totally free to subscribe, and I would love to have you back again on the channel for all things makeup content. Okay, so I learned a lot from last year's project when I did this, and I did my very best to not put too many products in the same category in the list, because last year I had issues with not being able to finish like 2 full concealers, or not being able to finish multiple full powders. So I tried to keep things at minis or deluxe samples because that really helps me, and it's still getting things out of my collection that have been sitting around for a while from old Ipsies. I haven't subscribed to Ipsy in definitely over a year, maybe 2 years, and I've still got products from Ipsy bags in my collection, so I want to use them before they expire and go bad and are no longer good. So let's get into it. The first item I want to finish up is this lip oil from Coloupop. This one is in shade Team Jacob, and it is already down to here, so we are a little less than half. I bought a lip oil from Fantasy Cosmetica I've been loving, so I have other lip oils, and I know from past Coloupop lip oils I've purchased that if I let them sit around too long after I've opened them, they start to develop a funky smell. At least mine did. So I really want to be consistent with using this while it's still good, and I love this like muted black color that you get. So I want to use it up and use it while it's still good, so I enjoy my experience and I'm not stuck feeling like I have to use up an expired product that stinks like I did with my last Coloupop oil before this. Number 2, I want to finish up this liquid lipstick from Ulta. This is the matte metallic liquid lipstick, and you can probably see it is like expired now. It's separating and things, but it does not have a weird smell or anything, and I love how this looks. It is just a metallic red. In fact, this is what has kept me from purchasing the metallic bullet lipsticks from Unearthly, because I love a metallic lip. I actually brought this out and was talking about it last year and said I wish metallic lips would come back, and now I feel like they are. So this is one I have in my collection, and I have some other bullets too that are more of that like frosted formula that MAC used to do, that I want to try to pull those out and get the vibes without buying new, since that trend's coming back. But especially since this one's separating and expiring, I don't feel like I have a ton of product in here either, so I think it's doable. I want to use that up completely. I also want to use up my NYX Frame Brow Pomade. I'm kind of done with pomade. I kind of want to go back to filling my brows with like a powder, and I've even found a powder in my collection that matches my brow tone, and I can do that with, ready to go. And this is just starting to almost like congeal as it gets older and dry, and then I've used my spoolie to like spoolie it through instead of a regular like angled applicator because of it getting kind of like chunky. So it's just old. I use it like every day. I'm wearing it right now in my brows, and it's just taking forever to use up. But when I turn it sideways, I can kind of see in the component. I don't know if you can see on screen there, but it looks like it's just down to the very, very last bit there. So I'm hoping I can finish that up this year and be done with it. Next up is the mascara I'm wearing today. This is the Ciate London Wonderwand mascara. This is a great indie brand mascara. I'm wearing it today. I like this mascara, but I've also been guilty of having like 10 mascaras open at the same time, and then I can't use them up before they dry out. It's just a thing I'm trying to get better at. So this is currently still working and not like dry or flaking or anything. So I want to use it up while it's still in good condition and just have I want to get better at having like only 1 or 2 mascaras open at a time instead of so many going that it's an issue for the quality. So that is why I put that one on this list. Next up, I put the Benefit Gimme Brow Plus Gel. This has been my favorite brow gel for years, but I think I might be over tinted gels. Like, I think I'm ready to go to a clear one. I think Benefit makes a clear Gimme Brow Plus as well. And I know I use this every single time I use my makeup. I'm wearing it right now as well, so it shouldn't be hard to use up. I don't have any other brow gels in my collection. Like I said, I think I'm just ready for a change. So I put that one in there just as kind of like a gimme or a freebie to help me have some success guaranteed on this list. Next up, from Mob Beauty, I have a couple different things. I've already hit pan on both of these, but I want to use them up because I know with cream products, especially Mob Beauty, where there's like not a lot of artificial things in it, sometimes products can go bad faster because they are more like all natural ingredients. So I want to use up both the M80 Cream Bronzer and the M72 Cream Blush this year. I love these both. Maybe at some point I will repurchase them, but I also have other cream bronzers and blushes in my collection that I should move to next after this before I repurchase them, even though I love them so much. And the nice thing about this customizable, sorry, didn't mean to throw that at you all. The nice thing about this customizable palette is these just pop out through the back and you can put new things in. And I actually have 1 or 2 other cream shadows that are homeless right now. I ran out of room. So if I can use 1 or both of these up, I can make space for those in this same palette and use those couple things before anything funky happens with them. Like I said, I do have a couple minis in here, and maybe you think that's cheating, but to me, 25 items is a lot. And as we go, like, more and more, it's gonna be more and more items, you know, 26, 27, 35, whatever, if you do this every single year for years to come. So I like to put a few minis or things, like I said, partially because I'm gonna get rid of old stuff I know are from Ipsy's, but also, like, it's just motivating to feel like you're checking something off your list. And for me, part of being successful at this is making sure I guarantee some of these I will finish and it's easy to finish. So if you do this, make sure you pick some easy things on your list to guarantee that you will get some progress. So this is the Cover FX Mattifying Primer and Acne Treatment. I don't go for a lot of mattifying things these days. I am 33 and I have combination skin. So this one is probably going to be more of a summer product when it is a little more sweaty outside. That's sometimes when I need, especially in the center of the face with me being combo, a little more mattifying, but it's small. So I still feel like in the summer months, a few months here in Ohio, I'll be able to use that up. Next up is the IT Cosmetics Bye Bye Under Eye Concealer, and while this is a small sample, boy, this is so full coverage. I have used this before that I know I need just the tiniest little spot to cover all my under eyes. And I have done this before where I've just like not worn foundation and spot concealed with this because it is so full coverage. So again, this one I actually like this. It's in 13 is the shade, Light Natural. So it's less about not liking it and wanting it out of my collection and more about, like I said, wanting to use it before it goes bad. Because I know I've had this in my collection. Like I said, it's from Ipsy. It's got to be probably 2 years or more. So some of these older products just need love before they are not usable because they're like breaking down, you know, expired. Another small one I'm going to use up is the Hey Honey Trick and Treat Moisturizing Cream. This one I really like. I actually have it in a bigger size too, but I know this one is in light to medium tone and that's actually a bit too deep for me right now. So much like that Cover FX primer, this is going to be one I probably hit hard in the summer months once I get a little bit tanner so that it matches and I don't have a weird line of demarcation between my face and my neck and everything, but I know I really like the color correcting formula of that one. Another primer I want to use up is the Tarte Base Tape. I think this is kind of like coconutty if I remember right, and I have used the Shape Tape foundation before, the base tape, whatever it's called, and I liked that foundation too. I completely used it up a couple years ago. This is a really hydrating primer, so I think I'll like this one a lot even now in the winter, and it shouldn't be too difficult to use up. Again, this is just one of those mini / deluxe samples that has been kicking around for too long and needs used up. I've got a lot of primers because I feel like last year I also did a lot of primers and I used every single one of them. Like complexion products, I seem to be able to go through a bit easier or better. So this is from Ciate London as well. This is the Watermelon Burst Hydrating Primer. So I'm going to use that one up fully as well. You can see I've like none of these are brand new. I've used all of these some already in my collection. Now I did want to put at least one foundation. One. Keywords one. Again, I learned my lesson last year putting multiple full-size, almost brand new items in there. So my one full-size foundation I want to use up is the Urban Decay Hydromaniac Tinted Glow Hydrator. This one is my shade Now. It's really, really light. It's in 10 Ultra Fair. So I'm going to try to use this up now and like in the winter at the end of 2025 and see if we can get all the way through it. I really barely have to use any product when I use that though because it is super pigmented. So that's one that I'm like, I don't know if I'll be able to use it all up even in a full year if I'm consistent with it because I know how little product it takes for me to get coverage. But I'm going to try because again, I like that one and I don't want to hoard it so long that the formula expires and then it doesn't perform the way it should. I did put another mascara because I've been using this a long time and the Ciate London one is not a full size and they're both half or less empty as it is. This is the KVD Go Big or Go Home mascara. This one already is like expired and going bad and kind of flaking. So I usually use this one if it's a day that I'm just gonna be home or if I'm like doing my makeup to take pictures for Instagram, but then it doesn't last and it's trash after that, it's fine. Because it does look fine when you like first apply it and put it on, but I would like to use that one up this year. I only have one eyeshadow primer in my entire collection and it's this one. So this is another one that's kind of like a gimme. Like I assume I'm going to run out of this in a year because it's the only one I have and I do my makeup almost every single day and I use this primer every time I do my makeup. This is the Colourpop Party Proof Eye Primer. So I'm going to totally hopefully use that up by the end of the year. And the primer's fine, but it's okay. It's very like eye cream feeling. Like it doesn't dry down. It's a little slippy and I don't think that's my favorite. It works. It's fine. It's $5. It's affordable. But I think I might explore other primers when I use that one up. I also want to use up the Glamlite Rick and Morty setting spray. I just don't like this formula. It's very sticky, very drying. It's clear. It's got like a lot of alcohol, crunchy hairspray feeling stuff in it. Love Rick and Morty the show. Love the packaging, the concept and everything, but the product itself inside I don't love. So I want to get that just cycled out of my collection and done with. From Coty, the Airspun Translucent Extra Coverage Setting Powder. You can probably see in there I have a little left. Most of my items that I did not achieve in 2024, I did not just roll over and transfer to 25. A lot of you gave me feedback that I should give myself a break from those items, just pick all new items, and that I could always roll them back in later if I was successful with my new list. I think this is the only item that I didn't listen to you on just because it is so close and I have been using it every day, and this is not one that I'm like tired of per se. I just ran out of time to be able to use it up because I used up a different powder last year before I got to this one, the Ulta Press powder, which is gone. So I am going to stick with this one and finish it up and be done with it. I will not repurchase because the scent is atrocious. This one was also in my list last year, but it was not a fail, it was a win. I actually said last year I wanted to pan all 3 pans of this, and I did indeed pan all 3 of these. You can kind of see like the little grid that's in the middle at the bottom. So this year it's in my list again because this year I want to fully finish it instead of last year I panned it. I want to use up all 3 shades and have this product be done and out of my collection. This is honestly what I go to on a work day a lot, is I'll just put these 2, like I'll put this all over the eye, blend out the corners with this, put this in the inner corner sometimes as a face highlight, and then I'll take like a random black shadow and make a shadow liner. Done. I'm trying to be quick and efficient and get out of the door most days on work days. It's not like my normal it's not my preferred creative outlet type of makeup, let's just say that, but it's back on the list, but in a different capacity this year. I have a couple REM products next. I got these sample sizes. One I like, one I don't like as much. I want to use them both up before they're bad. The first one's the Cooling Blurring Under Eye Balm. This one I think actually was already maybe bad. You can see how it's cracked and separated when I got it. It feels very good on the under eye, but it kind of like chunks and pieces out of the component, which is weird, the packaging. This one I love, but again, I want to use what I love before I don't love it because it's bad. This is the blurring primer from REM Beauty. So this one I really, really like. It is blurring, but it's not too silicone-y, so I want to use up both of those. From Colourpop, I picked an eyeliner because I feel like I was looking for categories that I hadn't put in yet because like I said, I didn't want to put too many in the same category. I like this eyeliner from Colourpop, but it is from the Raw Beauty collab with Colourpop, so that tells you how old it is right there. This one's in shade Spare Time. I know I fully used up at some point the brown eyeliner from this collection, so I want to try to use this up, whether it's the waterline or even just doing it along the lash line with some of my looks. That's my goal, to finish off that eyeliner since it's so old, and I know the Colourpop ones especially, they get dry and they like break off, so I don't want that to happen with it. I put a third mascara. Maybe I'm pushing myself, but I don't know because they're small, and I did use this one a lot all last summer on my travels. This is the Tarte Man Eater mascara, and it's a very different vibe wand from the other two for sure as well, so it just depends what I want, I guess. But again, since I used it all last summer and it's already open, I feel like 3 mascaras in a year, I should be able to finish 3 in a whole year if none of them are new and 2 of them are sample sizes, I think. So I put that one on the list as well. This little baby I might save for travel this year because I do like minis when I travel, but this is the Tarte Maracuja Tinted Hydrator. I've gone through many minis and full sizes of this product. I love it so much for just like evening out my skin, but not as heavy as foundation. I have mine in 10 and fair neutral, so I love this one, but I might save it on purpose, like I said, for my travels this summer. Okay, we're down to the last 2 products. I want to use up this Ulta Beauty Poreless Face Primer. It's still got the plastic wrap, like the packaging on it. I know I got this at some point because Ulta used to do this thing where if you would buy like $20 worth of Ulta brand products, I would usually get like an eyeshadow primer or something, you would get this bag, this like zipper makeup bag with all these free products that were Ulta brand. You might get a palette, you might get a blush, you might get primers. And Ulta Beauty, some of their brands products are good. They are. And this says smooths and refines pores. So I'm going to use this one up too, just because I know it's been old. It even says the batch code. I could look up from the batch number how old this is, but I'm kind of scared too. Would you guys be interested in a video like that where I look at what I believe are my oldest products and I look up the batch numbers and see and show you how to do that and see like how old are some of the products in my collection? I feel like that could be fun but also scary. Let me know down in the comments. And then the very last product that I want to use up is also super old. Who remembers her? It's from the Balm. It's the Mary Luminizer highlighter palette. Oh my, mine is actually falling apart. She just came out of the booklet. I think I tried to depot her at one point is why she's falling apart, and it did not work out for me. So it's just a little mini sample pan like that. So I think I should be able to use that up between, you know, eyeshadow, face, what have you, within a year if I'm consistent with this. So that's all 25 items that I want to fully use up. Not really panning, even though it's the planning to pan project, but I want to use all those up. And I feel like that's still just such a small dent in my collection. But I am continuing my low buy this year. This will be year 3 of a low buy starting. The first year I was medium strict. Last year I was barely strict at all. This year I want to go more hardcore than either year. So I'm still trying to figure out what those rules and things for me will be. But I'm going to have that figured out by the time I do my makeup inventory video where I tell you how many mascaras do I own? how many primers do I own? Like, how many do I have in my entire collection? And that video is going to inform me on where my like problem categories are to make more strict rules about what I can and cannot purchase for this year. So thank you so much if you made it all the way to the end. If you like this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, and I hope to see you again on the next one. Bye!